Hi, I'm Steve. Welcome to our channel Patio Heat, where we provide a visual concept of infrared heating as well as tips for ideal patio comfort. Check out our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. We also appreciate you tapping that like button as it helps others find our channel. Now let's get heating. Alright, so here is a residential application, and there are two different areas this client is interested in, and they have a seating area here with a dining table, and then back here you can see there's a fireplace, chimney, etc. for just a reclining area back over here. So let's go ahead and get into it. And first of all, I just want to mention that I use a program that does a photo matching. This photo matching allows me to just draw up kind of what the visual concept of the application might look like. There's a couple of different ways I could do this, but the point I'm trying to make right now is just the fact that with the photo matching, photos are a little skewed, so sometimes I don't have the exact measurements, so the details especially when there's two different rooms, is kind of important. So I'm going to show you why that matters in this. So this particular person might want to just clarify a couple of items with me. And so let's go ahead and go right into the dimensions. Overall dimensions I have here is 22 feet here, and then over here I have 10 feet, so from this wall here to the outside edge is 10. Now that might be 10 feet from this edge to this edge. That's the thing I don't know about in this particular application. Over here you'll see I have approximately 13 feet, so I got 12, 10, and 15 16ths by 13, 6. And then overall length of 18 in here. Customer did mention that the lighting starts off of this wall at 4 feet to the center point, and then 8 foot to the next center point, which throws this whole space off in my opinion, so I might be off on that. I think this probably is more central, but I just need to know more of the lines as far as, you know, this line, how it this wall here and this wall, I'm assuming they're parallel with each other, or in line with each other, and maybe this section here comes out a little bit further. I'm not quite sure of that yet, but in any case, what we show here, you could just simply move this to the center point, because everything's going to be measured off of the center of the fan here. The fan here, he stated that this is a 5 foot diameter fan. But you can see I got 8 foot lengths between each one of these lights, and then these lights here are 6 foot center to center. And you can see here I have it centered in the room. This one's a little bit off. It's not 48 inches, so it's 42 inches, and then, you know, it's centered here. All right. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, one measurement I did not get, let me just put it on here, is the overall height. There are, I believe, 2 different heights that we need to talk about. And so the ceiling height, and I don't show the ceiling here, and there's a reason behind that. Let's see if I can get a starting point here. So I showed at 9'4", and so the customer said that they are going to drop the ceiling, I believe, 4 inches down or 6 inches down, which is fine, and everything is going to have to drop down with it, I would assume, including the placement of these heaters that I have here. So just bear that in mind. Now, if it's a drop of 6 inches and they're able to take off the stucco ceiling, maybe they can go with a flush mount system. Not quite sure of that at this point. So if we just looked at the first image here, you can see that the ceiling looks like it's, or the roof line appears to be sloped, and if that's the case, then most likely the rafters are going from left to right here. So that is another point that another reason, I should say, that I'm placing the units the way I'm placing them, so that you could, if you wanted to take off that ceiling and then do a flush mount, that's also something that's possible, and probably a little bit more visual visually satisfying. So let's go ahead and take off these dimensions for right now. All right, so let's go ahead and put the heaters in. Over here I have a CD5024 5000 watt 240 volt heater. The reason I put these particular units on, there are two elements in there, and the reason I put these two here is because the clearances to combustibles, I need 18 inches on the sides, left and right, and when they're not in a flush mount kit, I need 6 inches on top. So you can see that they're at the same elevation, the mounting plate at the same elevation as the lights, which would be the ceiling. And again, we would drop this all down if in fact they're going to drop that ceiling down at 6 inches. Or if they could go 8 inches, that would be better, and you can do the flush mount with that. And in any case, so these are basically just the 6 foot center to center from each other, and they're placed in the center of the room along with the lighting. And I think that would be a perfect application. Let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat over here. So footprint of heat, you can see that we're heating up most of this dining space that I have here. If it was pushed to the right, it would be all of the dining space here. You can see that we got good, coverage on left and right as well. Okay, now these particular units, I have these centered with the fan, and then 18 inches off of that 5 foot diameter of the fan blades, how they spin. And you can see that the lighting's 8 foot apart, so the heaters are essentially just a little bit further apart than that. 18 inches off the edge is basically what you really want to do. So if I wanted to go ahead and give you a specific measurement from center point to center point, it would be this 8 foot 8 3/16, and that would give you your specific mounting points. So they're not aligned with this, but they are aligned center with the fan itself, and these are 8 foot apart from each other. So if my dimensions are wrong here, all you have to do really is just modify the placement of this in relationship to the actual structure. All right, so looking at the footprint of heat, you can see that we're not able to cover everything here perfectly. What you might want to do is, I'm going to turn off these clearances, and if I didn't mention that, it's basically the same clearances as the other, 6 inches on top, 18 inches left and right on the bottom side, and then 36 inches down from the heater. And so we want to make sure we're not hitting that fan blade. All right, so turn that off. So what I was going to mention here is that you could, in fact, just simply turn the unit slightly, maybe 5 degrees inwards, and then you'd have a better crossover ray in the middle. And then also based on the exact location of the couch and the structure itself, maybe this would be a better application, if the walls were moved a little bit, or if this was pushed into the left side or something of that nature. So and as you can see here, I tried to match it up as best I could with the actual photo that was provided. All right. Now you could add a third unit over here, but again, if you were to recess this with a flush mount kit, then probably you would have to go along with the joists inside the roof line itself. And that's why I have them placed this way. But if not, and you really wanted to make sure you had an additional unit to heat up this place here, then you could do the same thing as just move a heater, 18 inches off this edge over this direction, centered within this fan itself or the room itself, and then you would get good heating on this as well. All right, and I didn't mention that these are 6,000 watt units, so 6,000 watt 240 volt at 25 amps, and I think that would be a perfect application. All right, well, if you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you'd like us to review your plans, send your information to designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Don't forget to hit that like button. It's the only way we can get YouTube algorithms to work for us and you. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great day.